And now, live from Pasadena, California, home of the Jet Propulsion Lab, it's snack time!
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Masterpiece Snackboy Theater. Today's snack concerns a sequel of sorts to yesterday's snack on the Tori Amos concert. And almost being late, but I wasn't late to the Tori concert, was I? No, I made it. I made it because, as my loyal friends and fans know who watched yesterday's snack, I paid a bum $4. It was $3 plus an extra $1 to eat his booger, to go up to the table at the restaurant where I was working. Anyway, if you want to know the rest of the story, see yesterday's snack. But I finally got out of the restaurant, I changed my clothes, and I was off. I was off to the Tori concert. And as you know from yesterday and the message board and all sorts of things, I love me some Tori. I love Tori ever since I was watching David Letterman one day. And Tori, I don't want to say she was a nobody, but I'd never heard of her. And it was like 1991. I was watching David Letterman, Tori was on, and she started playing, and you know how she gets. She was playing Silent all these years, which is just about my favorite all-time favorite Tori song. It moves me to Nerve Central. And she started tinkling on the keys and, playing the piano from an inch of its life, in and out of it like an ethereal demon bitch. I loved her, and I said, I got to get me some Tori CD. And so I'm on the way to the concert, to make a long story short, because who cares why I like Tori? Back to the story. Today's story is called Crack Hose at Tori Concert. That's right. As my friends and I were at the Tori concert, seated behind us, and they showed up at the last minute, right as Tori sat down at the piano and started playing Horses from her Boys for Pele album. I know I'm getting worked up. They sat behind us, the Crack Hose. It was a pimp daddy, and I call this guy Pimp Daddy because he was the granddaddy daddy of every pimp daddy that this snack boy has ever seen. I'm talking about a bigger pimp daddy than even the pimp daddy from the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. This guy was kind of like a modern 90s pimp daddy. You know, normally, if you're anything like me, you think pimp daddies are in that kind of 70s velvet mold, but this guy was slick, wearing a black suit, shaved bald head, but he did have the hat with a little feather in it, but it was a shorter, more 90s feather than your common purple or green tinted dyed feather from the 70s era. But he was a pimp daddy all the same, and he had like the white turtleneck and the black suit, white shoes, huge gold buckle on his belt. This guy was the pimp daddy to beat your pimp daddy. And his two crack hoes were crack hoes to beat all crack hoes. One of them was super thin with tattoos covering her arms, my favorite one being the armband. And she was a toned goddess. She looked like the kind of like she belonged on a more updated 90s version of Xena Warrior Princess. But anyway, the other girl was a little overweight, but, had the big boobs and was working her tie-dyed floral skirt. And between the two crack hoes, there was enough sluttery to fill a stadium, people. There was enough sluttery to fill a stadium. If you're watching with your brother and sister, hold their ears. I probably said this a little too late. I should have probably told you to hold their ears before I started describing the crack hose at the Tori concert. So Tori started playing, I got me so sad to ride on. I'm not doing it justice, I know. To ride on. So into it, very breathy. To ride on. I got me. So she's singing, and we're all like, yeah, Tori! Okay, Tori, okay! And these crackers behind me are so freaking annoying. You know they had just done some sort of drug that starts with a C in the bathroom because they were a little too jazzed up for their own good. They were even more jazzed up than Tori's number one Uno fan, which is me. They were like, yeah! They're like, they were like the girls on Jerry Springer that whip out their boobs for no reason or just show their snatch privates just because they can. And I wasn't turning around. I was watching Tori, but I could just imagine them going, Tori! And whipping out their boobs just to show everybody. So I was starting to get annoyed, and I really got annoyed when they started playing track number 7 on Tori's third CD. Well, it's her fourth if you count Tori's first CD, but we're not going to talk about that. From Tori's third CD called A Light Sneeze. It's a great song. Caught a Light Snooze is a great song, and they were ruining it because the skinnier crack hoe, it was her favorite Tori song. I know this because she was practically stripping naked, which is normally not something to complain about, except she was trying to sing over Tori, even with no microphone, even from her seat. She was trying to do better than Tori. And people, look at me, that is sacrilege. So she was singing, "Come Light Snooze, come Light Rose, come Light Red, let none say." And she was like, "Tori, yeah, go bitch," and I was thinking, how dare she call Tori a bitch? How dare she call my Tori Amos a bitch? So I turned around and looked at her, and she said, "What are you looking at? What you look at?" And I said, "Not much." And she said, "What he said to me?" And her pimp said, "What he said to you, girl?" She said, "What did he say to me?" No, what did he say to me? He said, "Girl, what did he say to you?" And the other girl goes, "I will kick his ass because I know he's not turning around and throwing attitude at you." No, he's not throwing attitude at you. No, please say he's not. Please say he's not, because I do not want to hear it, because I do not know what I will do if I find out that this little boy, this little freckle face in front of me thinks he's going to throw attitude at my bitch. I know he did it. I know he did it. And then, I mean, that's basically all that happened, except they went to the bathrooms again, and every time they did, there was a curtain, from the hallway to the stadium. They would fling the curtain open, they go, "Whee! Crack hoes should never be allowed in a Tory concert again. I'm going to write a letter to my senator to stop and prohibit every crack hoe from entering the Tori Amos concert." Tori has a little bit of love to give for that.